These gentlemen know exactly what's required. It'll be up to the woolies in the pen that'll make the difference.
So this is going to be a tough one for the Kiwis, though, John, isn't it? 6 of these Merinos. When you got men like Shannon Warner, Daniel McIntyre and Jason Wingfield up against you, you know you're up against the best final team in the world.
Well, you've watched the Shannon Warners for a number of seasons, and boy, has he got an arm of steel.
He certainly has. He's probably the best fine wool shearer ever. Multi-time world champion. Daniel McIntyre and Jason Wingfield are no lesser men. They're very, very good. The worst thing about these buggers, John, they can shear crossbreds as well.
Well, we'll just have to drown them out and stifle them with noise. Hey.
Saying that, though, taking nothing away from the Kiwi boys. Tony Costa, 5 times PGG Wrightson champion. He's a multi-breed expert. Nathan Stratford, very experienced on merino weathers. A lot of seasons through Central Otago. Roland Smith's probably the least experienced, but I have it on good authority that he was out at the shed this morning shearing very, very well on the merino weathers. So
he's not worried about him because he's not standing in the pen fretting.
No, he won't fret.
He says, let's get on with the job.
Way too experienced for that. Let me out of here. He's just telling that judge, just don't watch for the first 6 sheep, please.
Well, the Aussies are pretty cool. They've still got their shirts on. Eh? Oh, not hot enough here in Masterton for them. Well, we'll see about that by the time we get around to sheep 12. Tony Costa's on the board. Come on, Kiwis, get out the pen and just, psych them out. Use that no-care attitude. We're going to have a little bit of trouble getting that little fella out in the middle.
Yeah.
He's always a water rat in there.
Welcome back to the stadium here in Masterton, Wairarapa TV and the World Wide Web. Richard Dampney and I are getting ready. And we're getting a bit croaky. We're getting ready. We've had
been a long couple of 3 days.
3 days. We've only got 2 or 3 more events. But, hey, look, Trans-Tasman Test coming up, Richard.
Yeah, that's right. This is one of the biggies. This and the Woolhandling final. And then we have the Golden Shears, the big premier event with the 20 sheep. But this is a biggie. We have our cousins from across the sea there. They've come over here. We have an annual test between them. They share 6 merino weathers, 3 long wool ewes and 3 crossbred ewes, and this is a test, a Trans-Tasman test. It's an annual thing between us and them, and as you can see, you've got the 6 shearers on the board. First man in the black singlets, Tony Costa for New Zealand. Second man for the Aussies in the yellow, that's Shannon Warnest. On 3, Nathan Stratford, and on 4, Daniel McIntyre for the Aussies. On 5, Roland Smith, and on 6, Jason Winfield. These are the 2 teams, and the man there on stand 2 that they're focusing on a bit at the moment is Shannon Warnest. Now, this man has been the world champ at shearing these merinos for so long and has won so many Australian titles and things. He is just an absolute beast on them. But in saying that, the man in front of him, the Kiwi, Costa, he is equally as good and possibly more versatile in some of the things. But, boy, look at the way they've taken off, Koro.
Well, look. It's a done deal. The Aussies are stacked in their favour. 6 merinos. We won't battle it out. I'm sure after about 4 merinos, we're going to have a merino put around us because Shannon Warnest on stand number 2. Like you say, he's a beast of a man and is this monster that won out. Our clock is not working at the moment, so we'll just have to rely on it. On the stopwatch on the right there, but Shannon Warnest, Tony Costa not too far behind, but the man down on stand number 6, on stand number 4, sorry, Daniel McIntyre is getting ready to pop the sheep out. He's monstered that one out now. He's put a whole quarter of a sheep on there, and that's only sheep number 1, Richard.
That's right, and they've got 6 of these wrinkly monsters. And when you consider that Shannon Warnest and Jason Winfield, the young fella down there on 2 and 6, both of these boys qualified in the top 30 of the Open on the crossbreds. So they're in great form. Daniel McIntyre, who they consider their best crossbred shearer, he didn't make the cut, but did you see him throw that belly out there? He's just loving this. Let's gonna give it to these Kiwis. They even had a didgeridoo bringing them onto the stage. So it's a bit of a worry. Costa there, this is the Kiwi man, perhaps their number 1, although Stratty would like to argue with that. But all Kiwis have all got their second sheep on the board. They've got the bellies off, but all three Aussies are going up the neck. She's a bit of a worry, Coral.
Did you see how Shannon Warnes went up the neck there?
Yes.
He just went straight up. Our guys go poke, 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 but that man just put his elbow in and he just went straight. He just plowed up the neck there. And look at that, and he's got it worked out. Oh, it's heavily stacked, but I think they're smarting. We knocked them over last year.
We did. And they got a big hiding in the wool handling last night. Here's interesting, this Warnes. You get to the side, and instead of lifting the sheep up and stretching the wrinkles out, going down the neck, he actually pushes them down. He's the only shearer I've seen, and he actually pushes the sheep down, and all the other shearers open them up. Now, he's the greatest shearer on merinos, so why don't a few more people watch what he's doing?
Yeah.
But I notice he knocks it down.
I said the exact same thing. He goes up on the, underneath the wrinkle, and most Kiwis
Go the other way.
Go the other way, and I think it's because we're used to it. But look at that, he's just polished that merino.
He's
Out
doing a
she
great
goes.
job, and that's a bit scary for our boys. I hate to say it, but yeah, the Aussies are looking good just at this stage in this competition.
Well, this is the third merino, and we've been only going, 4 minutes. He's into the belly. I go Tony Costa. He's after Tony Costa. He wants to reel Tony Costa, and Stratford's getting behind as well. Into the undermine is this big man from Australia, Australia's national champion, and I'm sure Jim Murray and the team in Australia, AWI, their sponsors will be looking on and saying, that's my boy Shannon Warnes, Richard.
Right, is it? I think it's 16 or 17 times he's won their national title or something, isn't it? It's huge anyway. But he's
Time to give up.
No, you go and tell him. I'll stand behind you. No. But Daniel McIntyre there on stand 4. He's in the second yellow shirt there, just coming up that neck. Yeah, as you say, look at the way that he does it compared to the others. But I'm not that unhappy with those Kiwi boys. Look at them there, Stratty working away. They're not that far away, but from Warnes, the other two are pretty close. So let's just not give up on our poor Kiwi boys just yet. No, they're doing all right. This arguably, they are saying before it started, this is arguably one of our best merino shearing teams that we've had for a long, long time. You see Stratford there on 4, just stretches that sheep right back out, whereas the Aussies do the opposite. It's interesting.
Yeah, they've got the winning formula. There's no weak link in the Australians tonight, Richard. They're here. They've brought their A game to the party here up on the stage here in the Masterton War Memorial Stadium. Stratford's working away and he's given everything. See how traditionally he holds it right up.
Pulls it back up into him.
The Aussie boys lie
pushing
down.
it all
They
down.
lie down. And this is the crossbred, I suppose, coming back for it. Down the last, onto the
That's
long
looking
blow
all right,
is Nathan
though.
Stratford. This is where he picks up, look at that beautiful Alan Patterson merino wool from down there in Ranfurly. He gets to turn to the last side and look at that sheep. What a wonderful shot there you folks are getting at home. There he is now. He's got the last side going there. See how it's just a little bit quicker, but even though Shannon goes under the underside of the wrinkle, he's still quicker down the last side, isn't he?
Yeah. No, it's something we probably need to sit there with the video and watch and study. I'm surprised our Kiwi shearers haven't done a bit more of it. Been saying that, Stratty there's going pretty well. McIntyre there throws that belly out again. That's the shearer there on stand 4, or stand 3 for the Aussies. Stratford there. This man here just finishing off, but Warnes there already into the long blows. He'll be just loving this. It's about sheep number 4, I would have thought. About merino number 4, I would think, that's out there on the board for Stratford. This is Daniel McIntyre. Watch this neck. He actually goes up on that underside. Yeah. No, he goes up on the short side. They do. Yeah. Interesting. Cleans off round behind the ears.
He started off like a cut cat, but I think Shannon Warnes has gotten past him because our guys are really all close, and the Aussies will be in trouble if we're only a half a sheep behind.
I would say so. And I just wonder if the man down on stand 6, I'd hate to think he's a full sheep ahead. I'd like to think that the two Kiwis are ahead of them. Are ahead of the man down there on on the stand number 6, the Aussie down there. Because there's not really that much between them. It would be interesting. This lad down there. Yeah, McIntyre's there. We can't tell. I'm sorry.
Jason Wingfield?
Yeah, but I'm not quite sure how many sheep he's on. Have we got that little thing on the side?
There they are.
They're all. He is.
One sheep ahead.
So he's one sheep ahead. Okay, it is a worry then.
Bearing in mind this is a team's event.
Now Warnes is on sheep 5 as well. Oh goodness me. Yeah, no, the Kiwis, the Aussies are getting ahead of us a wee bit. And there's the third Aussie out with his sheep, so they're well ahead of the Kiwis at this stage. It's that, we're good on that, excuse me, well over that sheep. Rolly Smith there on 5. The other man's already ahead of him or caught up. Yes, no.
The crowd's gone very quiet, Richard. The crowd's gone very quiet. Is it the Aussies have come to party? They have. They've brought everything with them. They've got the crowd sewn up tonight.
Yeah, Costa's the first of the Kiwis, and he's a long way behind.
Is he? He's going in for sheep number 5. Oh, look at those Australians all on sheep number 5.
Wingfield's almost in for sheep number 6.
He's passed Roland Smith. He's now passing Nathan Stratford. There he goes. Roland Smith is just feeling his way, and he'd be saying, come on, let's reel her in. The Aussie boys have got these merinos worked out. Roland Smith still doing a magnificent job, though, Richard.
Yeah, he is there. Board's looking pretty good. Has a bit of an oil and a squeeze there. Doesn't like the look of that. This is not a bad looking wrinkly. Not too many wrinkles on this one, says I, and put the commentator's curse on him. And look at the undermine on that man there behind him. He's on, although that's okay. He's on the last one. Rolly's still got one in the pen. Okay, but has he done his best one? There doesn't look to be a lot of wrinkle on this one.
That's a beauty. It's probably one out of the packet. Into the undermine goes Roland Smith, but this Jason Wingfield, look at him. He's already 1.5 merinos. He's just turning onto the, you can see him in the top right-hand side of your screen. No horns on that one, Roland Smith, and he's going to work it up now. Up to the top of the neck, he will start to work. Roland Smith, he's got the big long arms. He should be able to throw it on. But Jason Wingfield is really giving it to the Kiwis this evening. Down the last side, he's coming in. He's
Warner's has got number 6 on as well.
Holy smoke, the Kiwis have got you. Sorry, the Aussies have got you, Kiwis sewn up.
Look at the sweat on Smith here.
Isn't that how this country was founded, on the back of the sweaty man? Yeah. Long blow time coming up, but he's still got another merino, and this man on stand number 6 changes.
He's already changed his things over, so he's a sheep and a half ahead. It's not a good look.
Bearing in mind, we'll still say it again, this is a combined effort. They're only as good as their last man for speed.
Yeah.
The last man to finish in the team, but Roland Smith, he's being a lot careful. He had a beautiful job earlier on. Look at that beautiful fibre.
Look at the fibre on that. Isn't it beautiful?
Congratulations to
all the Italian suit makers would be wanting to see that, I would imagine. There's some beautiful fibre on that. These Patterson Merinos, sadly, they've come up from the South Island to here, and they don't get on the boat to go home. Sadly, they get a one-way ticket, and they're turned into beautiful mutton roasts. It's not a good thing.
There he goes, he's getting ready, and their skin is so wafer thin. Where a sheep, if you had a credit card, a crossbred sheep will grow about 1 million fibres in the same area. A merino will grow 2 million fibres.
Yeah, you're right there.
So that's the way it
Look at that wrinkly McIntyre there. He's going well. They've all got sheep number 6 on the board, but Warnhurst and thing are already into their crossbred ewes. This is a bit of a worry. Yeah, Costa there. He's still got half a sheep to go. Stratford's got a full sheep to go. So has Smith. This is looking pretty good for these Aussies. They'll be crowing a little bit here, but they've been over here since the World Champs, and they've done a lot of work over here since the World Champs. They came over here to try and win that, and it's benefited them. They knew we'd get them on the merinos. I'm surprised we give them as many merinos as we have, Koro, normally. Why didn't we just give them 2, you know? Make it fair. Yeah, I throw them an underarm.
Yeah, we've balanced it up a bit, and I'm not quite sure if the Aussies treat us as generous as we treat them, but look at this guy, Jason Wingfield. He's out in the zone. He's really enjoying this tonight. Yeah. Coming down the last side, he's a whole sheep and a half ahead of Roland Smith. I'm sure he's going to be starting the second sheep before Roland Smith even finishes his last merino. But this guy, Nathan Stratford, on stand number 4, and Roland, a blow for blow. Our Kiwi boys are sticking together quite well.
Yeah, no, they've shorn quite well, but these Aussies are really giving them a lesson. Certainly giving them a lesson. There's a bit of noise there. The crowd's trying to get in there and lift these Kiwis. That's what our commentators down there should be doing. It'll be interesting on the board points. His board points are only 4.7. I haven't seen the board points on those other guys. I haven't been watching that too much.
Oh, those Aussie boys, they know how to shear these merinos, but we're just about ready to get into the crossbreds. And folks at home, hold on to your seats. But
Costa's already into one.
He's on it. He's
away.
We're still one sheep behind, and I think there's enough. I think there's enough sheep to make up a
Look
little
at
bit
Costa.
of ground.
He's coming into that side there now. He'll catch up. It'll be if he gets himself within a sheet of a Warnest, he'll be all right.
Oh,
He's picked it up. Look at him.
Into the crossbreds.
Looks like he got a little lamb on that one. But Costa's a huge man, but so is Warnest, is even bigger than him. Look at him. Dink, 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 and away I go. Yeah, come on, Mr. Costa.
I know what's going to happen to Shannon Warnest. I reckon.
But look at the board points here, 2.3. Look at the size of them. These board points are immaculate from Costa. Look at that. He flicks that out. He'd be working.
We've got some work to make up, Richard. And
yes, we
we're
have.
only on sheep number 9, so there's still 7 more sheep in the pen to catch up. We've got to work it, and this guy's already started his second shear.
This is sheep number 6. Yes, he's into his second shear. This man Wingfield there from Australia. He flicks the top knot. His board points are looking good. He's not looking too bad there at all as he goes up and around the neck. He's got 2 more sheep after this one to do. And who is it there? Stratford. He's a full couple of sheep ahead of Stratford. Stratford's not looking good at all. What's happened to him? Must have a real horror of a sheep there still to shear. Goodness me. No, there goes Stratford. He's gone in for Smith's already taken the top knot off on his. Okay, all the shearers, all the Kiwis are on sheep number 8. But two of the Aussies on 9, one's on 10. Oh my God! But look how much he's caught up. Costa's caught right up to him. It'll be interesting to see if Costa can catch it, get a bit more back on him. Look at Stratford. He's coming as well. He'll be smoking down on that McIntyre there. Smith's starting to smoke as well. But they won't catch this lad. He's only got 2 in the pen. Rolly's got to do 4 or 5. He just won't do that. That's mission impossible.
There's no way he's going to catch this Jason Wingfield. That man was in the World's Teams events down the South Island, and he's really still fit. He's gone away and got himself primed up for this event, and they know they've got to fly the flag nicely because the Woolhandlers were cleaned out quite easily last night, and they've obviously gone back and they've huddled down and they've gone into team mode and said, well, girls, we'll repay the Kiwis, don't you worry, we'll deal to them tonight. Long blow time for Jason Wingfield. 1 more sheep in the pen. Don't forget, folks at home, this is a quality event. The time is only a third of the component. You can be the quickest man in the street, but if you haven't got those other 2 ingredients, your quality for your second cuts, the quality of the finished product, the finished sheep out the back, you can easily be reeled in and put to the back of the class. But these guys are all world-class shearers. They know what's required. Sheep number 12 on the board for Jason Wingfield. McIntyre's got 10 on the stand. Shannon Warnest is on sheep number 11, but Tony Costa, I reckon, is going to reel him in.
Yes, he's reeling him in.
Smith? He's reeling him in, and I would think
Smith's on 10 as well.
the big man is going to have a bit of problem. He's going to have the hand is going to seize up. The Aussie boys are sitting in Australia and saying, like hell he is. He's just going to get even harder down the last side.
They'll be screaming down the internet or at the screen watching these men.
Or turning it
Come
off.
on, Wingfield. Come on, Wingfield. But look at Rolly Smith. He's starting to smoke a wee bit there. But Wingfield there, he's only got another handful of shots and he'll be finished turning the machine off. And he's a full 2 sheep ahead of Roland Smith. That's about, what's that? That's 6 points. So he's got a big lot to make up. Roland Smith's got a big lot to make up.
Roland's still got 2 more sheep in the pen.
Stratford's
Tony Costa's
well ahead.
Tony Costa's the one that's actually dragging the chain at the moment for the Kiwis, unless we're reading it wrong. Costa's only on sheep number 10.
No, they're all sheep number 11. There he is. That's Stratford in for number 12. Stratford's in for sheep number 12. I don't believe it.
I think it's only 11. I think he's only gone in for 11.
Oh, is that what it is? He's only just started.
He's only gone into 11. Gee, Wingfield is just out on the zone on his own, isn't he? There he goes.
But interesting that they've caught them all. They've caught up to these 2 Aussies. Maybe they're not as far ahead as we thought. Rolly Smith's coming fast at that McIntyre. Look at Costa. Costa's catching him too. On to the last one. Are they going to catch the second? Are they going to catch their 2 slow boys?
McIntyre's still got a sheep. Oh, he's on. Here comes
Warner's.
Roland Smith for sheep number 12. He goes in. Is he going to catch McIntyre on stand number 4? In the pen goes Roland Smith, our closest man to him. Up the neck goes Daniel McIntyre. The belly comes off for Roland Smith. Is he going to claw this man back on stand number 4?
He'll be
Into
giving
the
it a good go.
Richard.
Is it there you are, 2 big blows, the top knot's off. Crikey, this, I'll tell you what, McIntyre will have to smoke. They reckon he's the best of the Aussie shearers at shearing these crossbreds. He'll want to be, because Inspector Gadget's right up behind him there. He's coming fast. Don't panic. Don't let that sheep kick Mr. McIntyre, or he'll catch you. Look at the way Stratford's going. Costa there just rolling around that last side as well. Costa's not too far away. Look at Smith coming at him. Woo-hoo-hoo. Look at him go. The 2 Kiwis are smoking. No, McIntyre's there, about 5 blows ahead of Smith. So it'll be interesting. Costa's only 3 or 4 blows behind. Stratford's not that far behind either. This is a great shear from these boys.
This is a great shear, and the time works like this, folks. The last Australian shearer to finish, that's when their time is started, and I believe they're a good minute on the Kiwis. That's 3 points only that on the time.
Is that how it works? They don't take
works.
Individual time points?
No, even though Jason, well, they'll find the best individual, but Jason Wingfield
no, it
was
looks like they've taken
way
different
ahead.
time points there.
So we don't know the winner.
No.
It's still out.
But
out
they've
in
taken different time points there on
Yeah,
the
they
graph,
will. And
so
then
that's
they-
interesting.
and then they combine them, and then they'll find the group. It's a team effort. It's a team effort, and out they go. But I would suspect that their Aussies are 1 point ahead of us on time.
Or 3 points, 3 points for a minute.
Yeah, 3 points, 3 good whole points, and the points actually look like they lean towards the Australians too.
They do. Yes, their quality points have been pretty even. There was between Costa and Warners, there was very little in there. There was very little between Rowley and Wingfield as well. The 2 in the middle, Stratty and Costa, both of them, they were different, but the 2 of them were almost pair with their quality points.
Can we take a shot of the board up there,
I'd be a little.
production manager? Here we
If
go.
I was the Kiwi team, I'd be a little bit nervous, to be honest. Look at the points there for Wingfield.
Tony Costa's the best on the board. We'll just decipher it all.
On the
Jason
board.
Wingfield got a little bit hairy there. He's a
Roland's,
bit high on the
Roland's
board.
horrible
Roland
on
is
the board.
worst.
Yes, that's not good.
So I'm not calling it. I'm not calling it. Well, you can look at home, folks. We're not calling the outside job. The outside job is not being recorded there. So just looking at there, if you balance them all up, we've still got some points being collated.
It's
but
the
there
job
they
outside,
are. The jobs are still being judged outside. You can imagine 20 or 15 sheep coming at you every minute from the judges out the back. And we'd like
there's a
to
little
thank
bit of work
Lister.
there.
Lister is our sponsor, and Carfield's Primary Wools is also the sponsor of this event. But Lister are the ones that have supplied us with the machinery. They can, you can buy a special edition world handpiece from
Wrightson's, PGG Wrightson's,
and it's a special
that's for
price,
$6.99 for the special David Fagan handpiece that they made, especially 100 of, a one-off lot.
And combs and cutters are all on
Yeah.
special. So Lister are doing it. They're supplying us with the machinery here. I saw those machines up there, and the shot they put on them, I called them the silverback.
Yeah, you would be right there. But sadly for me, Koro, I went down there to see, and Lister do not make a left-handed comb. So for a poor old back-to-front shearer like me, it's not much use. So, yeah, I've got to stick with the good old reliable that I have. But I am concerned after watching that. We've got 2, or is it 3 of those shearers are in the open final later on. We've got Roland Smith. We've got Stratford in that open final. Did Costa get through or not?
No.
Hey, well, those two. And it does concern me for Rowley, because looking at him there, that's the second event he's had tonight. He's worked really hard. He's got another event to come, and to win that Golden Shears final, you have to be at the top of your game.
You think he's buggered?
I don't think he's buggered, because when you're shearing in the shed all day, you're doing that all day. This will be no different to him, to stopping at Smoko, going and have a cup of tea and things like this, and you're going for a world record. And Roland is going for the 8-hour U record over in England, and his brother shed over there, Matthew, who just set the 9-hour record recently at 730. He's actually already in training. He's got a dietitian and that here with him, following him around.
Oh, look, he's young. He's
but
fit.
What concerns me is the fact, like his quality points there on the board, you're shearing those different sheep and things like this. You get onto those crossbred sheep, okay, you get the boys that come back from Australia, come back to New Zealand. It takes you a little while to settle down, get back into your sheep and shearing like this, and it does concern me. But being a parochial Northlander, I'm still going to support him.
Ngā puhi. You ngā bushes. Ngā puhi is in the house. Well, we've just witnessed the Lister Trans-Tasman. Carfield's Primary Wools are also a sponsor combined. But the machinery, folks out there, if you've got a machinery that's a little bit suspect, these machines are made on the health and safety aspect. If you've got a lockup in your shed and you've got an old machine, with the new health and safety laws, you could be a little bit in the grey area. Buy the new machines, look after your shed staff, and the machines will look after you. We're going to go across now back to the stadium. We're going to a commercial break, and we're going to bring on a special guest to help us with the wool handling, and we'll come back to you in just a moment. Thank you, Toby.
Second place goes to his brother Paul. Now the Open Machine Championship, fought out between Potai, McDonald, Harrison, Saar from Australia, and Ivan and Godfrey Bowen, each man to shear 20 sheep. McDonald broke his collarbone 2 weeks before the contest and works with his arm in tape. Saar finds the Romney sheep difficult to handle after the docile merino. Ivan Bowen's going for his life. Ivan Bowen finishes a sheep and goes in for another. He's shearing faster than anyone else on the board, and brother Godfrey just can't catch him. Ivan Bowen is first to finish and wins the title. He's shorn 20 kicking, protesting sheep in 26 minutes. Seconds later, McDonald is through, but he surrenders second place to Godfrey Bowen, who beats him on workmanship points. The first Golden Shears Championship is over, and in years to come, this event will continue to bring together in competition the best shearers in the world.
Hey, mate.
Sam,
You're having some trouble sleeping?
you could say that.
Well, listen up. I've got a few tips for you. For starters, don't drink coffee after midday. Avoid devices and TV screens right before bed. And just like me with my rugby, you need at least one day off a week to clear your head. But the tip that works best for me is reading in bed. It allows me to leave the day behind. Whatever you do, it's important to have a plan and lock it in.
For more tips, check out farmstrong.co.nz. But not now. Wait till the morning, eh?
viewers and Wairarapa TV to the final evening here at the 2017 Golden Shears, and we're here in the studio to just count down. There's only 2 more events left and 2017 will be all over. We've invited Mavis Mullins, who is doing a bit of commentary throughout the day, and it's her expertise in just calling the wool handling house. She's been a past champion, and she certainly knows her stuff. So, Mavis, welcome into the studio.
Yeah, thanks, Koro. What a great night so far.
It has been a good night. We're in the studio. We're in a soundproof studio. We can hear the damn noise out there.
Yeah, the stadium's just been going off. It's been some really good, great shearing, some good entertainment. That Trans-Tasman test was, that's going to be interesting.
Well, it's very interesting. We can't feel what's going on out there. We can only see what's on the screens, and we're shaking our heads and going, no, 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 come on the Kiwis, come on the Kiwis. But I think the Aussies have got it.
Oh, Jason Wingfield, sure like a madman. And, of course, Shannon, you can always rely on him. He's just so stable. And young Daniel, well, it's a pretty hard team to beat, actually. Mind you, our guys did well.
We summarised it in saying we give the old Aussies a damn good beating in the wool handling, and they obviously went back into camp and said, don't worry, girls, we'll pay those Kiwis back tonight.
Yeah, they could have done. I'm not really that much into the sharing, caring stuff.
No. Well, it's the total package, Mavis, and those Aussies, I tell you what, that didgeridoo started up tonight. And the hairs on Jason Wingfield's neck stood up, and he said he was in another zone.
Yeah, I can believe that. That was magnificent. We've heard a lot of didgeridoos in our time, didgeridoo players, but that one was something quite special. That was amazing.
Did they fly him over specially for tonight?
Well, it'd be well worth it, wouldn't it?
Well,
they should have done it yesterday, last night.
We don't know we don't know the outcome, but. Hey, look, it's absolutely fantastic. Mavis, welcome along. We are now into the primary ITO, deliverers of training towards the agricultural sector in New Zealand. I've done a primary ITO resource management course, and I know what it's all about. So we're going to go down and we're going to talk about these people as they come onto the stage. We've got Tuma Mullins down there and Gerald Spain on the other end, and they're going to welcome up these wool handlers as they come on up now. And maybe our production man probably stay with you and I as we talk through these competitors as they come up. They're going to be handling 6 long wool and 4 second shear. So there is a 15-second countdown between wool types, and the first prize tonight is $1,400.
Yeah,
so
look, here we go. Here comes Cherie Alabaster, past world champion. She's been a champion here at Golden Shears. She's experienced. Look at that serious look on her face. She's here to do business.
She's primed up. She's pepped up. She's fit as to Mavis.
She is. There's no stepping back from the task for Cherie. But, of course, Joel Henare. This is the in-form man right at this moment. He has won the last 3 Golden Shears, and he's the new reigning world champion. So, wow, that's he's going to be hard to get past.
He looks quite comfortable too. I think he looks sharp and a little bit cocky.
That's our Joel.
That's
our Joel.
And who have we brought on now? Pagan Karodia. The recently, oh, look at the beautiful big face on there. And look at this, she's gone at, oh, don't look at the crowd, Pagan, they'll put you off. So she can't help, she's turning away. And down there on table number 4 we have
Anne-Marie Kohukura is from Omako down the South Island, but her and Pagan have been travelling together. She's been mentored and trained by Pagan. So look at this,
have they been working with Adia Mullins, those two?
They have. They've been based in Dannevirke for the last little while, but we have the master and the student.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
It is cool. Hey, I don't know if Joel has got it out on his own, because these other girls, Joel has been sitting quite consistently, but the other 3 competitors are climbing up and they're getting closer and closer to him. So we've got 6 full wools and 4-second shear, and the Ludlow family and Waipawa have had to have a bit of a shout out tonight. So Mark and Trish, we're shouting out to you guys out there. There's some good stuff coming through, and there's lots of people on the internet as we go into the first Belly Mavis.
Yep, so these are sheep that have come in from Cross Keys. They've been on the coast. They've had, we've got a great farmer here who purposely farms these sheep for us all through the year. It's not an easy ask, but Cherie's onto it straight away. She's looking hungry. She's all over the place. She's trying to be as focused and pedantic with that wool as she can. She's right in amongst it.
Hey, she's never won. She's never won. She's never won here. Is 2017 the year? Because she must be smarting. What happened there? That wool handling judge was in the road.
Yep. That was just a bit of an accident. And the judges, they have to have eyes in the back of their head too. They've got a job to do.
Oh, look, there's baskets everywhere, and it is going to be a difficult job, and it is up to the judges to work with the wool handler.
That's right.
But I've never seen Cherie Alabaster so focused and so fit looking.
No, she's pretty, the fact that she's never been able to take one away from Golden Shears must surely sit in her gut, so see how she had to steady herself. Boy, she took a bit of time there.
I think she had a little bit of a karakia, a little bit of a prayer, and she said to herself, please land nicely, and she did the business, Mavis. Clearly it is the best throw that first one went out on.
So that was a very nice throw. A little bit skewed up the top end, but nevertheless it was nothing hanging over, not too much bunching. But look here, the camera now on Joel. Now Joel has been mentored all his I'm not going to say adult life, because even before he became an adult, he was mentored by the most famous Joanne Kumaro, and you see elements of her style in the way he works as well. He's very fussy, very pedantic, he's very thoughtful in the way he moves and works.
He certainly does. Primary ITO, folks, is the major sponsor of this event, and the winner tonight will take home $1,400 to spend, and I believe there's some travel in there as well. So Joel Henare getting ready to roll up fleece number one, looking at it, the judge looking over his shoulder, the table's got to be nice and clean. I thought he was a bit late and Anne-Marie Kahukura down there on table 4, I think she's in a little bit of trouble because she's just gone back to her fleece, Mavis.
No, that looks like quite a nice fleece. Look how tight it is. She's got that sorted. Little bit of overhang. She'll be disappointed with that. Joel, nice. A little bit over the top as well. Nothing too much to worry about. Look, they're all pretty good. They're all pretty good throws at this from this view.
That's what I was saying a little earlier on. Joel Henare, he set the benchmark, and these other ones have had to get up there, and they're getting up at him pretty quickly. Whether there's enough fleeces in there to actually tip him over or not's another thing, but Pagan is strong. She's very strong. She can shear sheep, she can do anything, and she's really right there. She took out the big competition there at Riverside the other day, the pre-shears course, so she knows Joel is beatable.
Yep, she definitely does, and she's a strong competitor. And when I say strong, I don't just mean physically strong. She is strong in her mind, and you can see that in her face right now.
Wow, what a beautiful shot. Noise Productions is bringing you the quality pictures here this evening, folks, and throughout the Golden Shears, and we're right there at the coalface. You can almost singe the competitor's eyebrows as we go in there. It's a staggering, good, beautiful shots, and we've never ever had this before. We're taking technology, Mavis, to another level.
We sure are. This is fantastic, and I hope that you're all enjoying it at wherever you are on the net, because the stadium is alive, and these photos, these pictures, these visuals that are coming to you are just, you're there. You really are here. Some disappointing throws.
From Pagan, that was a bad one.
Yeah, and even Joel, very rarely does he muck anything up, but, they just look like a bit of folding there. down the end, Anne-Marie looks like she's got that sorted, but again, you know, we're not able to see it totally, the whole scene totally.
From where I'm sitting, I thought Anne-Marie Kahukura had the best throw there.
Yeah.
And this is the fourth of 6. And look at that photo. We're right in there. We're right up underneath the shearer. There she is. A beautiful, big, strong, full wool fleeces there that they're a challenge. They're very hard. They're actually throwing the challenge down to these wool handlers. They are not easy, Mavis.
No, and this is Anne-Marie's first time on the board here at Golden Shears for an open final.
What a thrill.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, it's a winner just to be there. Saw her not long ago have a bit of a chuckle with the shearer. Something must have gone on there. It's like in the sheds. You do have a bit of a chat now and again. Something happens.
She's getting behind.
Oh, she's all right. She's got it sorted. I think the big thing is not to panic. You just can't panic. So here she is. Look, she's taking a bit of time just to set this up, but she does have to move along a bit.
Let's go back to the tables, cameraman. Wow,
Yeah,
look at that. I think Anne-Marie Kahukura had the best throw again. The Omakau people down there will be yelling in their lounges now because their young girl is really starting to shine. Joel Henare Mavis uncharacteristically had another poor throw. It's really hanging on. That's not like Joel. Maybe the pressure's come on him. Then we all go back to the shearer. Here he is. The belly comes off from the sheep. Folks out there at the top of the belly, there's this really orangey, crusty bit where the sheep camps, where it sleeps, and its front legs are sitting on it. That's got to be removed. That's only worth about 20 cents on a good day. The rest of the belly's worth about $2. So what we're saying with the wool handlers, they're adding value to the wool clip. So that's what they're charged with at the moment. $700 and something odd million a year is what this wool is worth to us. And when you talk about it, that's $7 million a day, every day, Waitangi Day as well, Mavis.
That's right. It's a nice way to think about it. And if you, again, just look at Joel, the way he's rolling, the way he's keeping an eye on that press, on the sheep, going to turn quickly. Look, he's really got his system organised. But you can just see Pagan. She's just got a little bit behind, but she's the kind of girl, she doesn't panic. She doesn't panic. Oh, very nice, Cherie.
I'm staying with Kahukura again. I think that's we're a little bit far away to see, but Cherie would have to be second in command there. But look at this lady here. She's fired up. She's got the bit between her teeth, as the commentators often say, and I'm not sure why they say that because there's no horse around here. Into the undermine she goes. Here she goes. Look at the fleece wool. Underneath there, the cameraman is getting cool. Even the cameraman's getting excited, Mavis.
Yep, of course. He's caught up in it. What a great cameraman. He's been there for 3 whole days and 3 whole nights. Got to give these guys a real shout out. What a fabulous job they're doing.
Yeah, we're running on a shoestring too, Mavis.
We are, but you know, that's what happens when you have a community that comes together. Look at Anne-Marie. She's organising herself. She's organising herself. She doesn't want to get left behind. But again...
Hey, did you see what happened?
Yes.
She had a bit of wool and she didn't know what to do with it.
That's all right. This is her first time.
She became rangirua. Rangirua, a little bit...
Indecisive.
Undecisive, yeah. So she said, darn it, let's start rolling it up and getting ready, because this is the last full wool fleece to come onto the table. Then there is a 15-second countdown. Those boys will start counting down. Joel's got to be beauty. Wow, look at that. Kahukura, not quite as good as it could have been, but she's doing the right thing. She cannot get up onto that shearing board. She had one foot on the step there, so that was required. Joel Henare is now just that very confined spaces, Mavis.
Very confined space, and you know that also is reflective of the shearing sheds of New Zealand. There's not a lot of room often, and you have to, as a wool handler, you've got to make some pretty smart decisions early on to ensure that you've got good wool flow and that your oddments are able to be moved relatively easily. And so you bring that kind of mentality as well to what they're doing here. And they're all different styles, but they're onto it. Now they're onto the second shear.
Golden Shears is doing it again. They're putting these wool handlers under the pump, Mavis. They're really putting, they're testing them. There was 40 odd wool handlers. We're down to our top 4, and really we are putting them to the test, aren't we?
We sure are. Look at Anne-Marie. She's up for it. She's up for it. You can just see that she's working hard to stay on the game here. They're trying to get rid of this full wool fleece off the table before they go back. So for the viewers that aren't familiar, what we've done here is they have shorn 5 full wool or 12-month fleeces. They then have to be prepared, dispatched, and now they've started on the second shear, which is probably sheep of 6-month growth, wool growth?
Yeah, 6 months of wool. They probably would have been shorn in October last year, and now they're coming back, or even in the winter, and now they've really got to handle it. So the shearers are really, you've got to keep going, shearers, put the pressure. It looks like they've slowed down a bit, Mavis.
Yeah, look, to be fair, the shearers shouldn't be part of the game. They just need to be delivering consistently to these wool handlers. See that beautiful shot of the second shear wool there. Now that has a different use from the full wool, and of course what you've got to be careful of is that you don't cross-contaminate these 2 wool lengths. So those judges are going to be ensuring not just that they're getting the job right, but that they're not cross-contaminating.
Well, you've got the full wool. What we talk about full wool, that's about 6 or 7 inches long. Second shear is about 3 to 4. So you can't have those fibres mixed up, because if the Chinese come and buy some wool from the Carfield's primary wools, they are going to be disappointed if they get a bale back in wherever they go and they go to grab it out and it's only got a 4-inch wool in it when it should be a 6-inch. So that's what it is, and these are the skills that these wool handlers are delivering on the day. They've got to deliver. There she is. She looks very organised. Is this Cherie Alabaster's year, Mavis?
Let's just hold that one, because it could be anyone's year. Of course, you'd love for Cherie to have that opportunity. She's got a father who, shore those boards for I don't know how many years, Ray Alabaster. He was sadly kind of known as the bridesmaid. He never quite won an open shearing. I hope that's not Cherie's fate.
Well, we'll never know, because we've still got one more fleece to come out, and the guys are coming in now. You shearers, I want you to go as fast as you can go, guys. Get stuck in and put these wool handlers under the pump. Joel Henare, he's still got a fleece on the board, on the table. He's well behind, Mavis.
He won't, there's no penalty. There's no penalty for that. The penalties will come for cross-contamination. Look at Joel's board points, 58 over 9 sheep. If I recall, I saw some other board scores with these girls, 88. So his board is looking...
77 for Cherie.
77 for Cherie. So, his board's looking relatively okay at the moment, understanding that there's still a whole lot of judging that needs to be done out the back.
Mega lots of judging out the back, and what we're seeing now, the judges are getting right in the wool handler's face. There they go. There's a beautiful shot of where everybody is. Anne-Marie Kahukura has been penalised severely. Joel Henare is sitting quite comfortably in this side of it, and we'll talk about it when these guys go to put their hands up. And we might even cross to the boards with the guys, might even have a word or two with one or two of these competitors. But there she is, first time girl in this open, and what a wonderful thing. She'll never forget this event.
Oh, she's going to be loving this. She'll be on a high for a number of days after this. Her very first on the Golden Shears boards. It's a special experience. Okay, here we go. Look, they're starting to now rearrange. They've gotten rid of their full wool. So now they're starting to just rearrange their baskets so that they can be ready when it comes time to blend, because with the second shear wool, the fleece wool, what they want to do is blend it all up so that you have a homogeneous line of wool, and they just want to clear everything else away so that there's no risk of contamination.
Cross-contamination is the nasty word, and what we're doing with these wool handlers is they've got to put every class of wool. You've got a sheep that comes out, it looks like, hey, the wool just goes in one pile. But you've got the frib wool, you've got the belly wool, you've got the eye clips, the top notch, you've got eye wools around the sheep's ears, then you go around the legs, and then there's coloured wool around the legs. These wool handlers are bringing that all to space. And that's why they have 10 or 12 baskets on the floor, because every one of those baskets, Mavis, has to have a different class of wool, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And, you know, they can...
We can see it. What a wonderful shot.
It is a great shot. So you can see highly coloured there. Some of that wool will not wash. It will stay that colour. Then you look at the lovely brightness of the main line out there.
Second shear line.
Yeah. I mean, thank you, cameraman. That's a great shot. Great shot.
Okay, we've got the last fleeces out now. It's on. The clock has started. They have a little bit of time. We don't know what the seal time is, but it'll be very little, Mavis. The belly wool's gone. Now we're starting into the blending, shaking the wool up, Mavis.
They are. And look how some of those baskets look just a little bit too close to those blends. If that wool falls into those oddment baskets, you know, it's going to go out the back and be found. So, you know, there's a whole lot of things that they've got to be thinking about. Whoa, they've already knocked off Koro.
Well, look at that. The only one
There's
that's still
Joel.
working. Joel's just put his hand up. I think he was a little bit... he wasn't as confident as he was to put up his hand. Did you see there was a little bit of hesitation in that?
Yeah.
And Anne-Marie Kahukura finally puts her hand, but she said, holy moly, if this is the Golden Shears, I'm probably having to think twice about coming back. But hey, just a couple of hours later, she'll be looking forward to 2018.
No, right now she'll be thinking, damn, I want to do that again, right now.
So there you go. She was knocked around a little bit in the boards, and the board, Mavis, is the time, or is that just the time they took, or is that just the way they threw the fleeces onto the table and the way they were skirting, or is there some cross-contamination? Because there's still points being calculated, isn't there?
Yes, yes. So it would be their throws, you know, the throw, making sure that that's landed well to expose all the processing faults. It will be whether or not they've been able to accommodate the shearer, clearing the crutch wool when it needs to be, making sure that board is clean. Look down this way up here. There's probably at least 1 point penalty.
That's Cherie.
Is that Cherie?
That's Cherie.
Okay, there's
no,
at least...
I believe a little bit of that wool. We're talking, folks, about the bits of wool that's still on the shearing board. I think some of that belongs to Joel Henare, and those judges really are trained to notice that sort of stuff, but there's quite a bit around the porthole where the sheep goes out.
So those judges would have been watching to see who that wool belongs to. Penalties will be assessed, the size of a credit card, anything the size of a credit card, so you accumulate that in your mind, and that becomes a penalty for the cleanup. The other thing is, any wool that falls down the front is deemed out of scope.
Where the commentator is standing. Oh,
yes.
Look at that.
See,
Our cameraman's even, he knows what he's doing. He's picking that up as well.
Yep.
So there's another credit card there. So there's some more penalty points being lost.
That's right. So as a competitor, if you've got wool outside of your area, you are responsible to ensure that it is put back into your work area, into the allocated baskets. And if it isn't, then sorry.
What happens if the judge sees it go over and doesn't let the next rotating judge coming on about it? What happens there?
Normally what the judges will do, if they see it and they can see that you're not going to retrieve it, they will score it, they will get it, pick it up and put it back onto...
where it belongs.
Yeah, yeah. So it can't be judged twice.
Well, Mavis, we thank you for your expertise. And just before you go, let's have a prediction.
Oh well, before I do anything like that, I'm not about to put my head on the block for that kuro, but I just want to shout out to the primary ITO people. I was over at the Farrier at the VIP function with the sponsors, and lovely to see Linda Sisson and her husband Chris and the team that are from primary ITO. Thank you guys for supporting a significant event for the wool and sheep industry.
Well, before you go, Mavis, there is another hat that you wear, and that is the chair of Taratahi. Taratahi